we're gonna put this cute little mask over your little face. Okay? And you're gonna make a sleepy, baby. I know, it's his friend.
Let go of our mask. There you go. I know. Sorry.
It's okay. There you are. I know, it's funny and it smells funny. It's okay. It's okay, sweetheart. So right now she's getting a combination of oxygen and
Anesthetic
gas, and she's just gonna breathe it in.
It's just face mask for her to breathe in the anesthetic gas, and as she breathes it in, she'll fall asleep.
Yeah, her nails actually really aren't.
They're not long.
So if you want me, if you don't want them, if you're fine with them, I'll leave them. It's up to you. I mean, I would want them.
You just take the points off.
Yeah, just take the points off. I don't like them being too short. I don't want to have fallen off and having trouble gripping.
We'll just file the little tip, the little needle points.
If they were longer, I'd have you do a blunt cut, but there's nothing to cut.
Yeah, they just need the points taken down.
Yeah. You sleepy? You feeling a little sleepy? You're quieting down a little bit.
How do you regulate how much you give them and that it doesn't...
There's a flow meter here. I just turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
So we just keep adjusting it down based on their level of sedation.
I see.
And they're all a little bit different how they react to
Right.
it.
Some get light quickly, some start to wake up, and then we need to give them more. We generally gradually decrease it as we're getting towards an end point and finishing.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little on the lean side.
She is, yeah. She's on the thinner side.
So when we were talking before upstairs about her, you know, what Dr. Pilley was saying about her mask, so what he was saying was it's either that she has not, you know, she hasn't exercised
She hasn't built up
enough,
that.
so there's no muscle, or she's actually kind of thin, and you could certainly up her if she wants to eat more, like nuts or fatty foods. Wouldn't be bad.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like she's already going to be
A nut eater.
Yeah.
I think she'll be fine. It's just she's new.
But you can see she's thin here. She's got, you know, pretty prominent. Usually we like the muscle to kind of come up to the keel.
Right. Well, we'll work on building the muscle up too, so that's a different...
As she flies.
When she starts to learn to fly, it'll be great.
There are a lot of birds, though, that even unflighted still have more pectoral muscle.
Look at this. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's just the claws.
I say we definitely need to file those nails. Someone's going to think that I don't like myself. We're just positioning her, and you'll see once we get the X-rays that, and this is just a marker so we know which is right and left on the X-rays. You know, as long as we need her to be really straight so that we can evaluate, you know, where her organs are in her body.
Mm-hmm. She looks good too.
She looks good to me.
Where are you hiding?
And then we'll reposition her for the other view.
So you guys basically just tape her down to the table.
Yeah.
Well, because she's asleep and she's sedated, we're taping her to keep her in position.
Right.
You can imagine this wouldn't be so easy in an awake
Yep.
Or even possible.
bird.
Yeah, because it wouldn't take much for them to move to knock the tape off.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
To knock the tape, to get out of it. They're very strong, as you know.
Over there, okay.
Got the bird. Right. Develop and see how we did. Sometimes we have to reshoot some if the position's not perfect or if we didn't get enough of something.
Do digital ones or?
Yeah.
So that's good, so you know right away.
Oh yeah. And while we're waiting, we'll get her blood sample and her swabs that we need and stuff.
And it's okay for her to stay under so long?
Oh yeah.
It's actually not that long.
For the chlamydia, should we do blood or a swab? What do you think is best?
Do blood. Seeing that she's 14.
Oh, I need the swab for the born.
Seeing that she's 14, more reliable.
And you want the PCR or?
Do blood, yeah. Let's just do a blood PCR. It's the most likely to detect it if she has it at her age.
There we go. She didn't want to let me in. Okay. So for the Borna test, we're going to do a blood and the swab.
Xrays look perfect as far as positioning and technique.
Oh, of course.
She's breathing normally. Respiratory rate is fine.
That one blood draw will go for all the tests?
Absolutely.
Good.
What did she say?
They look good?
Yep. Good there.
Laurel, I just don't make sure you don't mix any of your own blood into that.
I know, right? They're gonna be like,
Because you would be positive for chlamydia.
I'm sure I'll have every of the bird diseases.
Can humans carry any of those that actually,
Through what?
Silicosis, yeah. Absolutely.
That's one of the reasons we like worry about it, is because it is a zoonotic disease. Do you want me to get the carrier, and when she's awake we can just put her right in it, or would you rather I woke her up and let her recover?
Yeah, no, I'd rather, that you get comfortable first,
Okay.
She's a friendly bird, so I don't want to put too much on her.
So when they're waking up, she's gonna be kind of freak out a little bit. They get nervous.
Okay.
So you have to hold.
I'd rather
we have
calm
to
her
hold
down for
her.
half an hour or something to get her, to be,
Yeah, like it'll be fast, but so what'll happen is if I put her down too soon, she'll fall over and flop around. So
Okay.
I like to hold them for a
Sure.
while, but I'm just letting you know she's gonna be a little pissed about it.
All right, I'd rather her calm down before going back in.
I might also, sometimes what I do is when they're partly awake, I'll put them in a cage bank with a large towel so they can, because they don't like being held either, for too long.
You want me to do anything with the blood test, or are you good?
Alright. Just want them to be super soft for you. Alright.
On the X-rays, we can look for calcium seepage and any other issues
Look
like
at
that.
everything, yeah. Everything. The whole body survey allows us to see all the organs, all the structures.
Excellent.
We don't do the head because it's a different technique and it's hard to X-ray the head because of the anatomy. It allows us a chance. You can see her heart here. This is nice because you can see her great vessels coming off. You can see the branches of the main vessels here. Shadow there. Here's where that windpipe comes down. Liver is right here. She doesn't have a lot of body fat reserves, so which we knew already from feeling her. We knew she was a thin bird.
Right.
But what that does is it allows us to have even better detail because we don't have the fat there for contrast or coverage.
So she's about a 2 on the body scale?
If you use up to 5, yeah, she's probably around that 2 mark.
So you'd say she's leaner than Keely or Truman were when you've seen them? Okay.
But macaws are also lean birds. My macaw is definitely on the lean side. She does not fly, unfortunately, for her.
Would these still work?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, someone's waking up!
That's a shame to feed them this kidney. Chicken wing. But her pelvis
Her
had
coventriculus is nice and tiny.
Yeah, her GI system's all normal
One of the
size.
things I worry about a lot with macaws.
Yeah,
Hers
she's
looks
got a
gorgeous.
normal, we look at this, what we call this hourglass shape here. So she's got a nice cardiohepatic silhouette there. Her liver's not enlarged, her hip joints look fine.
And her bones are an egg.
No, she doesn't look like she's
laying eggs right now.
I don't see any bone lesions. Her bones look normal.
A lot of times when they have chronic egg layers, like say she had been laying eggs for years and years and you just didn't know, they can have some changes in their bones that are less than desirable.
She doesn't have any of those.
So from the X-ray, she looks all normal?
Overall, the X-rays look pretty normal. Mhm.
Welcome back! Welcome back, my darling! Hi! Hi! What's up?
Cortices are white.
I know, it's just weird, right? This is weird. Weird. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, you're being a very brave girl. Yes, you are. Yeah. She's just playing. She's not struggling at all. She's just thinking about everything. Planning her revenge, maybe. What? That wasn't so bad.
Yeah, after she comes to, I'd rather that she be able to, hang out long enough that she can start taking food and water again, and be, like, in that kind of condition rather than...
It'll be fast, you'll see. It's not going to be a big deal. Maybe what we should do is go back to the exam room, because when I release her, I want it to be on the floor. She doesn't, like, fall off the table
Okay.
or your arm or something. Now, like I said, she may wobble around a little.
Mhm.
Sometimes they flap and go a little cuckoo. Hi! Hi, Mama! Hey! Whoa, you're a little drunk, huh? Hi! Whoa! Whoa! No bad towel. No bad towel. Hi! You want your dad? Is that where you're going?
Want to come get rescued? Come
Wanna
here.
come get rescued? Go on.
Come here.
Go on. Whoa, be careful. Whoa.
Whoa.
Wobbly. Those nails are a little shorter too.
You alright?
You alright?
You alright?
Are you alright?
I'm taking advantage of the negative reinforcement that's coming with this. So.
Absolutely. This is one of the few times I like negative reinforcement.
Well, no, because the downside of this negative reinforcement that she's going to hate going to the vet more next time, but we'll work on that too. We'll make it more
Right.
positively reinforcing as we get better.
It'll only get better because she'll, hopefully, we won't need the towel or...
Well, I'm going to handle her more and that kind of stuff, so we'll...
It's like with your other birds. It would be great if a lot of macaws, it's like cockatoos, you can look at their body and do a physical exam without even restraining them. If you can just kind of occupy their mouth and their head, and they're used to putting their wings up and used to letting people touch their body, sometimes we can even get away with not doing a whole
Oh, someone's woozy.
You woozy. You drunk. Are you drunk? Yeah.
I can feel her wobble, so I'm kind of not going anywhere for now.
Yeah.
Don't fall off.
Whoa. Whoa.